Hey, good morning, everybody. Rory Powers, Right Line Trading. And before we get started, let's just get the CFTC out of the way. This broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. It's really important to know that I'm not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks that are associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor so you can learn the risks associated with trading. With that being said, I want to real quickly highlight the What Have You Done For Me Latelys. And I always do this. The AI Auto Trader is a really powerful automated system that simultaneously trades the futures instruments, all of the index equities, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, and the E-mini. Very liquid markets and instruments. They are regulated. The system also trades crude oil and gold. The premise of the system is to track the flow of institutional money. When institutions are manipulating one of the instruments, we want to have our finger on the pulse and be able to capitalize on those big moves. Yesterday was a perfect example. A lot of sector rotation. People coming out of the NASDAQ, pumping money into the Russell. It was a very unique day in the market yesterday. A great day for traders. But what we do is, what I like to do is the What Have You Done For Me Latelys. The 50,000 one-day pass is back in on another trade. It took one earlier, got into the profit window, and now I see it just fired off another trade. What I like to do with these trades on the one-day pass is if this starts getting over $1,000 in the green, I like to move my stop up. Maybe with the unrealized gains, it's going to hurt if it doesn't go all the way. So in that case, we lost that one-day pass, but it got a winner earlier. But I don't want to lose my train of thought. And what I did was I did an analysis of which strategies are hot and which ones are not. And the way we decide which one of the strategies to put in a live or a funded account is always driven by the data. Our decisions are always data-driven, and we have a very powerful trade performance as one of the features of the NinjaTrader platform. And the market just opened. Retirement plan took off, and I'm going to highlight the retirement plan because the numbers that strategy is putting up is really amazing. The 2-minute bot and drone are just absolutely on fire. I'm going to let the market settle down for just a few minutes. I did put on my gold chart. I'm going to bring up my gold chart. I did put the MACD because I know that Rao is one of our members that has tremendous success trading gold. And one thing that he looks at in his entries, if I remember correctly, is he looks at that MACD crossover. When those lines in his MACD, these red and green lines down on the bottom oscillator, when those cross, that's what gives him an entry. So let's go back to our analysis real quick while the market settles down. Listen, the RTY ODP, I got to start off by highlighting this one because it is absolutely on fire. If we look at the one-day pass for the month of July, this thing does not miss. Something must be open somewhere. Okay, here it is. You can see my summary on the one-day pass for the Russell. It's at $15,000. Good morning, Dr. Jeff. So if somebody asks me, hey, which one of the ODPs do you recommend? Well, the numbers speak for themselves. If you have one that's doing this, and it's winning 82%. My profitable percentage on these trades is 82%. I'm at $15,000 for the month. By far and away, that window between 8:30 and 9. If we look at the analysis, one of these trades happening, you can see my entry time here is 90% of the time at 8:30 to 9. Knowing the Russell is a signal B entry, that also tells me on my cash cow, on my 15 range signal A bot, and my 15 range signal A drone, that I might want to mimic what that 50,000 one-day pass is doing. If I'm not trading those trading hours on those strategies, I would immediately want to go and look to trade during those hours and mimic the same inputs that I have on that one-day pass. Maybe not as aggressive as a 10 contract strategy, but I would definitely want to, at least put one contract out at the same time with those kinds of numbers. I'm just keeping an eye on the market here. Yesterday, I got blessed, passed 4 evals yesterday, and the market just was incredibly volatile. It was great movements, great opportunities to jump in and make some money. So I was able to get over on 4 PA accounts. So I've got 4 now. My goal was 5. I'm at 4. So we're getting close. This is a beautiful signal A entry on the 30 range. And it's important to know the entries, what triggers a trade. It just got in, too. This was a beautiful entry. The reason why I really like the entry is because you can see my 15 and 50 are red, and it's just crossing. The 15 is just crossing the 50. And it was tight to the 50. We didn't get any follow through. It's 9:35, and I think the market is still kind of looking for a direction for the day from the opening bell. So I like to stand aside the first 5 or 10 minutes of the market and let things settle down. So let's keep on going with this analysis that I wanted to show you. So the RTY is by far and away the best strategy for the one-day passes. Now that can all change. Remember, right now the institutions are manipulating that instrument, and they're either dumping money in or pulling it out. And there's really great volatility, and the system's capitalizing on it. So that has to come to the top of our radar. This number now has gone up from yesterday. We're up at about 80, I think it was 82% on our summary. 82.14%. But $15,000, a drawdown of $23.98. For the love of God, that's beautiful. So the next one up, and I put these in chronological order as percent profitable. Overall, the strategy on the P&L is 2276 in the whole. But our goal with these one-day passes, these are simply to pass the evaluation. That's it. We just want to pass the evaluation. We see we have $8,550 in profits. If I go to my analysis, it's really all of the trades are taken around 9:30 to 10. So you have statistically on that strategy, out of 52 trades, you have about a 44% profitable rate on the YM. And then they go down in chronological order. We'll do one more on the ES one-day pass. This one is plus 1128. It's made $5,600 in profits, $4,400 in losses. If I go to my analysis, I see most of the winning trades happen at 9 o'clock. My entry time is 9 o'clock to 9:30, and that's when I have the best chance. So let's look at the top strategies for the month. Okay, Scott. Yes. Great job. I love to see people accomplishing their goals, and it's important to have goals. And it keeps us striving to be better and accomplish more. So Scott had a goal of getting 5 PAs, and he's got them. So congratulations. So I wanted to highlight another strategy that really came over the radar of my eyes today. It was the 2-minute bot and drone. Let's take a quick look. The 2-minute bot, if you look at my P&L for the month of July, and if you're running the system and your results are not identical, don't be overly alarmed. There is going to be a variation on some people's computers. I'm sure you have instruments that are doing much better than some of mine. There's a variation due to a few different factors that I'd rather not get into right now. But this NQ 2-minute, the bot is making, for the month of July, $4,394. So let's take a look when it's making that money. I think it's important to know. So if we break down the analysis by the half hour, well, it's doing good just about the entire session. What really stands out is we don't have any red bars between 11 and 12:30 to 1. So 11 to 1, this thing really is on fire, but it's not doing too shabby, throughout the entire session. So that one's really stood out in my analysis this morning. The 2-minute, up $4,394 on the bot. The drone that's feeding it its information is up $3,181, about $1,000 less. So that technology seems to be working pretty well with the bot and drone. So this one really came up on my radar, is the NQ 2-minute. And then the other one that came up over the radar, if we look at the signal B, let's start with the signal A on the E-mini. The signal A bot and drone are up big this month of July. On my analysis, they do it early. Between 8:30 and 9:30. Then if I go to my signal B, which kind of favors the later times, between 11, especially 11:30, to noon, or 12:30, I've got this huge green brick, and my analysis will show that I'm up $2,000 on my bot and drone on the signal B. So the ES is red hot, with just under $5,000 in profits on my computer. And that NQ 2-minute are my top 2 strategies. What I also like to do is I like to trade the 30 range, the NASDAQ. It's a lot of fun. It's a fast-moving instrument. It's very volatile. It may not be the most consistent strategy because it does pull in losers, but I like to time my entries just by looking at the chart. And I like to get into trades that kind of align to, market structure-wise, that it aligns on a higher time frame on a 2-minute. I'll look at my 30 range, and I'll look to get into the trade as tight to the 50 on a long trade with a green 15 and a green 50. And if I look up at my 2-minute, I want it to be above the 50. I'd like for these two to be in alignment, in agreement. So I'll kind of time my entries, knowing what the trigger is on the 30 range. I know my trigger is this RSI line in my Laguerre oscillator. You always hear me say signal A, signal B, and I've realized that not everybody knows what that even means, and I don't want to leave you in the dust. It's important to know the triggers, what fires off a trade. On a signal A, it's the Laguerre crossing down through the 80. It just would have fired off a short trade if all of my conditions are met. since this RSI line crossed down through my 80. That's a signal A. A signal B is when my Laguerre is locked, either to the very top of the green section or the very bottom of the red section. If it's locked to the top, it's going to look for a long entry. If it's locked to the bottom, it's going to take a short entry, and that's a signal B. So I kind of like to time out my entries with a little bit of discretion on that signal B, 30 range, or even the signal A. See, right now I would look for a signal A. There's upside resistance, so I would stand aside on this. But if we didn't have this upside resistance, I would look for a signal A to pop me into this long move, because my 2-minute is lined up for a long trade, and I'm very tight to the 50 with my 15 and 50 both green. But because there's this upside resistance, I really wouldn't look to get into a trade long on the NASDAQ on this 30 range just yet. All right, so with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put into practice what I found, and I'm just going to set up, I'm going to look to do a one-day pass. I can't do it on the Russell because it passed us already. The Russell hit this morning, and like clockwork, I'm telling you, I can go back on this chart for the last 10 days, and at 8:30 a.m., usually sharp, 8:30 sharp, this thing takes a monster trade and passes that one-day pass. You could see what happened this morning at 8:30. I hope some of you got it. Yeah, Kush is, man, he's a professional trader. This guy has the discipline to sit on his hands. You know, it's almost, a lot of people find it boring and not entertaining. But, you know, he very quietly and consistently is able to extract profits out of the market, you know, taking as little risk as necessary as possible. So, Rao, I have a question for you on gold. What is the time frame that you're looking at when you look at this MACD crossover? What time frame are you looking at? Are you using range bars, minutes, Unirenkos? So now this is a nice signal B on the 30 range. There hasn't been much follow-through, but if I was going to trade the 30 range at that moment and look for a short entry, I would have been looking at the signal B because my Laguerre was locked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hottest strategies, the NASDAQ 2-minute, It doesn't, Dan. You know, I've seen it to where, hey, TNG is across the pond in France. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. Beautiful country. No, to answer your question, Dan, it doesn't have to really get locked. I've seen it enter a trade. It doesn't even appear to get in the green area. Doesn't have to be locked. It could just kind of it'll appear like it's almost there, and then once it reverses, it'll pop in. So it doesn't need to get all the way locked. Here we go with this bounce. My 2-minute was lined up for a long, and now my 30 range is scoring a nice trade here. We're right into this support. And it broke it. So we're on a 50-tick trailer. Our goal is to get in our profit window. There's nothing to prevent you from taking your second profit target. It's at 25.03 and putting it underneath this area and taking profits. I'm going to leave it where it is because we want to get the data exactly how we send them out to our members. We want to get the same results. So I'm going to leave it right where it is. But there's nothing, absolutely nothing, to prevent you from moving your profit target below that area of resistance. I know I would do it. Yes, Dan. Yes. Man, I'm so happy you hit that, because I was trying to tell everyone yesterday in Discord, this thing is on fire, and I'm hoping Marcia got it. I know that she's concentrating on the chart, so you don't have to type me an answer now. But Marcia, I believe, is up to if I remember correctly, it was either 7 or 9 PA accounts. Marcia's signed up with us about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, and she never prop traded, never even traded futures, a complete newbie. And she scored 9 PA accounts. Laguerre from France, ole, that's right. We love the Laguerre oscillator. The founder of Right Line Trading, he did really an in-depth analysis of all of the oscillators, and I have a recording of that webinar. This thing is shooting up. I sat on my hands because of resistance, but it was a bad decision. But he found in his analysis, his comparison, I should say, he compared all of the oscillators, and it's this in-depth video. He did some due diligence, and he found the real value in the Laguerre. Loves the Laguerre. In fact, he said it was the best one out there. Look at this trade going all the way. Now we're looking to get in our profit window. We're just about there. I don't think we got there. Oh, geez. We are mighty close. Yeah, I think we are in our profit window. So we've locked in some really nice profits on this trade, and now we're going for the fence. And that's really the excitement of the haymaker strategy. It can, get you on the sidelines very, very quickly with $800 in the bank. You could disable your strategy and go on about your day. So the haymaker made very short work of today's market with an $800 win. But if you notice the entry, I love to look at the entries of these winners. And where were we? We were very tight to the 50. Our 15 and 50 was both green. Our 2-minute was also market structure-wise aligned for a long entry. And that's the one that's a winner. That went all the way. It was, Ethan. Man, that market yesterday, whew, holy moly. Yeah, the bots love that type of volume and volatility. Man almighty. I was talking to Deb in the afternoon, and we were looking, I think it was either the YM or the Russell. And, the signal A, for these up and down moves, holy moly. It was just beautiful entries. When I got those 4 PA accounts, I immediately stopped and sat on my hands because it was very tempting. Look at this. Oh, that's the YM. Beautiful entry on the YM here. You use tick charts. Okay, 3 to 500. on a tick chart. So let's take a quick look. On a 400 tick chart with our Laguerre oscillator. Let's put it on gold. And we'll look at it with the MACD. Let me take off the pattern recognition. If you're able to join me tomorrow, I'll be on Trader's Corner. And I'm going to do a presentation on the AI Auto, some of the new features that are going to be released in the near future. And we'll go over the results for July. I'll put a link in the room shortly. But so this is a 400 tick chart. I like to put my bias indicator on a number a little higher than a 500, a 400. Let's go put our bias on a 500. And so, Rao, listen, I've had a lot of questions, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I just want to get an understanding. So if anyone asks me, I have it straight from the horse's mouth. Rao is an excellent trader of gold. He's consistently posting that he's really doing well and profitable. So I have a number of members that have asked. They said, well, how does he do it? What's he doing? So he's looking at the MACD crossovers. I understand that. On a 400 tick chart. Is that correct, Rao? Oh, okay. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll see what type of moves it gets. The other strategy that I wanted to highlight is the PA account strategy. The PA account strategy from July 1st. This is a strategy that we developed specifically to trade a PA account. We get a lot of members that are passing their evals, but then what? Now we have to go to a more conservative strategy to maintain and sustain our funding. We don't want to have to keep going through that evaluation process and having to do it again and again and again. So we developed what we called our PA account, our 50,000 PA account. And looking at the July results, this strategy trades two contracts. It's got a 20-tick target, a 20-tick trail, and a 20-tick stop, 20-20-20. And it's up $1,627 this month. So if you have a PA account, it has very little drawdown. You can see here, if I go to my equity curve, you'll see it almost has little to no drawdown whatsoever, about $400. So for a prop trader, this is the type of equity curve you have to have. Very little drawdown and a beautiful curve up. So that PA account for the 50,000 accounts, and we can customize these really for any size evaluation you have. It doesn't matter. $1,627 for the month, a $450 drawdown. 70% of the time it's profitable. That's a great strategy. Those are great numbers. Great job, Scott. Now listen, these are what my computer got, and there is always a little variation. I'm glad you said that, Scott. Sometimes it's better, or sometimes it's worse, but it works both ways. Man, we're getting some big moves up. And I did want to keep things kind of exciting, so maybe what I'll do is I'll look to trade that one-day pass on this 30 range. You know, we get another pullback to support. But this 2-minute is off to the races. After that big sell-off yesterday, I'm not surprised to see a little bit of a rebound. This thing is going higher and higher. Our signal B should be in these trades big time. Yep. So the haymaker signal B is off and running. Replicanto. Yes, TNG. We do have an AI integration into this. The new owner of Right Line Trading is actually an electrical engineer. That's his background. He has an MBA from Cal State, but he was into programming robots, in factories and learning self-learning machines. So we kind of got blessed because the original owner of Right Line Trading was really a genius at mathematical modeling. He's a mathematician, and he built these beautiful indicators that do a multi-time frame analysis. So that's really our foundation. And then Mark Miller bought the company, and it just so turns out, we're in the midst of an AI revolution. It just, turns out that he's an engineer with an MBA degree on self-learning machines. So we kind of hit the jackpot there. Everything kind of worked together. Romans 8:28. It all worked together for the good. Here we go. Here we go. He is. I noticed that picture in Discord. I didn't see it until yesterday. What a beautiful picture. I'll show it in a minute. Him and his fiancée, Nidia. It's pronounced Nidia. Beautiful lady. And sweet. Oh, my God. So nice. Man, these trades really have legs today to the long side on the NASDAQ, just like they did to the short side. Well, today it's to the long side. Let's see if we can get a retracement. This thing just wants to keep running. Yes, Marcia, great job. So it looks like we got our crossover on gold here on the 15 range, and it would have been a winner. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see if we could put this. I do have one eval left on 18. And I have a NQ10 strategy. We're getting a nice pullback. Here we go. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Why not? Did a manual 1-day pass. See if we can get this move up. Scott, I'm going for 5. I'm coming after you. ODP. Taking a little heat. Probably should have waited till it came back a little bit further for me. I didn't time that one too good. I got stopped out. But it's setting up really nicely now for a signal A. And the reason I say signal A is because when if it reverses and goes back into the direction of the trend, I'm going to be nice and tight to the 50. It looked like it was going to bounce off the 15, which it didn't. But now, here we go. Let's see what happens. This is our signal A if it continues up. Let's put it to the signal A. It's right up into resistance. Gold is off to the races. Let's take a quick look at the leaderboard. Crude oil is in a huge trade. Let's take a look at the crude trade. Excuse me. So with gold, we'll take a look at that gold on a 400 tick on the crossover. So this was the crossover right here. Would have got it nice and early and been able to ride that. So that was a really nice entry on a 400 tick. Got the crossover here on my 15 range. Right about here. See if we get this break on a signal B. Yeah. the cross was right about here. Okay, let me try to get my trade copier going here with a one of these PA accounts. I think Nasdaq's going to try to push higher. So I'm going to put the signal B. So on my trade copier, I'm going to make the signal B right now, the drone, my leader. And then I'll put in number 5 for my follower. Let me take off 18. I just messed that one up. Okay. And I'm going to turn this on. If we get this break, like I believe we just did. Yeah. Q30 range signal B. I don't think it broke through there just yet. Trying. Come on, push through. There we go. Go ahead. Push up. Found it right into the resistance. I'm not crazy about this entry. Oh. All right, I lost $30. It didn't quite break it, but I'm going to leave it enabled. It looked like it. Yeah, now it's broke. Okay, I like this much better. Come on. Now that PA 50K PA account probably would have hit the profit target right there, because it's only going for 20 ticks. This one we're looking for a little bit of a bigger move. Oops. Sorry. Come on. Let's go. There you go. Look at that. Came right back at me. Boy, that one looked like it was going to fly for a minute. Hey, congratulations, Rao. Man, that gold trade was right in front of my face too. I had a feeling you were going to write something like that because that gold entry. It's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to actually pull the trigger and get in it. And it sure lined up nicely. The gear got locked. We had the MACD crossover, and boom, that thing just took off. $10 a tick. That was a nice winner. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Let's see how the AI, the automated system, is trading today. Here's our leaderboard. This is how the strategies are doing. I've got quite a few green ones. The Russell we highlighted this morning really crushed it this morning. On the one-day pass, the signal A and B. The signal A on the NQ30. Gold signal A is up 440. YM is on the leaderboard. So there it is. The Russell, NASDAQ, YM, a whole diversity of different instruments. Well, that crude trade was really painful to watch. I'll tell you. I just can't do. I just wouldn't been able to do that. It got in this crude trade way up here, made it down here. Must have been up $500-600, and now it's come all the way back. Now listen, we can manage that much differently, depending how conservative we want to be. Here comes another signal A. We're still lined up for a long trade on our 2-minute NASDAQ. Well, I think I'm looking at the wrong instrument. Look at this. Look at this Russell. And we could get another short roll here on the NASDAQ. Continuation from yesterday. There goes the NQ 2-minute. This is the one that we identified being up $4,000 in the month of July. Usually it does the best a little later than right now, but let's see what happens. This is a counter trend trade. Today seemed to be a trending market. The signal A usually does best in a volatile market. You use GAN? Nice, TNG. So we're gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm also gonna do what Scott's been doing with a lot of success. Is he's trading that NQ50K PA account, PA strategy. Man, this Russell just keeps going higher and higher. Well, I should have played the one-day pass on that. I'm sitting here saying how it's made 80%. Here we go. Let's take a look at the 30 range. Oh, we're in it. I don't have it copied though. Yeah. Come on down. Come on down. Come on. Some follow through now. Ugh. Ugh. All right, I'm down 135. See, in the 2-minute, I need to get away from the NASDAQ for a few minutes. So let me get ready for that NASDAQ. We're going to try, because I think the time window's coming close. I'm down 135. I'm just trading one of the accounts today. Friday, I'm cautious on Fridays. I'm really cautious all the time. So this is the account I'm talking about. It's the 50,000 PA account strategy. And I'm just going to leave it on and let it do its thing. I think it starts trading at 10:30. Wow, Rao. Yeah, I saw your entry, my friend. Great trade. Great trade. And you're going to turn me into a gold trader. There goes crude oil. He is. Rao's just crushing it. Man, NASDAQ keeps looking like it's going to just fall like a rock, and it gives us the old stutter step. I'm tempted to take this short trade. I'm not lined up on my 2-minute. But that's a beautiful entry. Okay, let's look for the crossover on gold. Now, are you already in on a short trade, or do you have rules for your entry? You're in on the short? Here we go. Now we're in alignment. We're in agreement. We got the crossover on the MACD on gold. The signal A entry would have fired off. If I'm not sure what our trading hours are. Let's see if we're in gold. Nope. Our signal A AI drone does a very similar entry to that MACD crossover. The signal A.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
$10.27, Scott. 3 minutes. I think trying to see if that NASDAQ. I think what we're trading is a signal A, isn't it? Boy, that one trade early, that long trade on the NASDAQ that went all the way. NASDAQ. Here it is. 10:30, and it's a signal A entry at 10:30 starts, and I believe it has the 50 signal. Yeah, it has a 50 signal, so it can't take a counter trend trade. So it wouldn't be able to go short right now. That's kind of what we needed to do, is go down a little further, and then a big swing up. Oh, maybe that is enough. It just turned red. Might get into that trade short, Scott. No, it's 10.28. So I saved an image yesterday. I put it in Discord. Marcia broke the world record. For a $50,000 eval account, she made $64,000. Only needed 53, but she got 64. And got two PA accounts on a $14,000 trade. So congratulations, Marcia. We need to submit that to the Apex Hall of Fame. You know, I never thought I'd be saying you're making too much money. You made too much money on that trade. And I did promise that I would show a picture. Here it is. If you're not in our Discord, this is the owner of Right Line Trading, Mark. He's in France. So TNG from Lyon in France. Mark Miller's up there to say hello. This is Mark, Miller Time, 24/7, and his fiancée, Nidia. And that's a picture in Italy. Oh, he's not in France, excuse me. He's in Italy. I apologize. In Paris. Is that where this picture is? That's what I thought. Oh, you're from Lyon. Okay. Here we go, here we go. Let's take this long entry. Trying to get in on this 50K PA account trade to the long side. I see the X, the cross. Let me bring up my trade copier. I've got it on. Ready to ride this one up to the moon. Let's do it, Scott. Retirement plan just went long. That's a good sign. Here we go. We need it to close to the upside. It's 10:32. It's game time. There we go. Blast off. Go. Push. Get up there. It's in our wind. Yes. Okay. There you go, Scott. It might go back-to-back trades. I've seen it do that. Too close to resistance. Hey, nice one, Scott. That's that 50K PA account, baby. You want 200 and done. You're in. You're out. That was a absolute perfect trade for that PA account, 50K. That was a beauty. And the haymaker's on it too. The haymaker's in for the long ball. Ah, look at this. Retirement plan. Up $4,000 for the month. And I'm on the sideline on this. Look at this. Look at this. Get in that profit window quick. go. Crank it.
Order submitted.
Get in the window. Don't come back, Jack. It's in the profit window. Okay, we hit our profit window, and that NQ 2-minute continues. Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. That's that signal A, tight to the 50 again. We have an alignment on the 30 range in the 2-minute, multi-time frame alignment. And this one had some legs. So we see something in common. That earlier trade, this was very similar. Very similar. That 2-minute retirement plan is not done yet. It's going to go all the way. Robert's retirement plan's in too. Come on. Come on. Just another tick.
Order submitted.
There you go. Bingo. Now our signal B is in. A little late to the party, but let's see if it can go. Signal B. What a beautiful trade. Well, you couldn't ask for a better entry than that. This is about the time that retirement plan shines. We get in, the market settles down 10:30, 11 o'clock, and that thing is on fire. Volume's not great, but it's trending to the upside, no doubt about it. Take a look at the stock market real quick. Come on, don't give up now. Don't run out of gas on us. Let's go.
Order submitted.
There you go. There you go. Come on now. The haymaker with the 1-2 AB with the combo. Put the 1-2 on them. To the moon. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful moves up. Beautiful move up. Man, was that nice. Oh, man. Man, get in our window. We need this in our profit window in a big way. We're too close. Get up there. Get up there. Get in the window. Get in the window. Oh. Now I have a looser window. It might be in the window.
Order submitted.
A fully automated entry, a beauty. Woo, what a move up. What a move up. It brought the signal B back to about break even for the session. But the signal A is up big time. Let's take a look at the signal A. What an entry on that signal A. Wow. Signal A's up $1,800 today on one contract. Look at that entry it just took. Just an absolute beauty. Wow. That's the one bad thing about that PA strategy. It's conservative, man. We were out in 20 ticks. We left. We could have got 200. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. And we didn't get enough of a retracement to pop us back in long. The signal B might jump back in. If this thing starts trending up again. What a trade. What does sync false mean under strategies?
Order
You might be in an open position on that instrument, possibly on a different account. Um, your strategy is not synced to your chart or that instrument. Usually it's because you're in a position. I would check your positions tab on your control center and see if you're in an open position on that same instrument. Here it goes again. This thing's going to keep going up to the long side. Let me see if I can get my... it's tempting. I want to put the signal B on and ride this thing up higher. Well, I'm going to go for it. We're so far overbought. We must be 2 standard deviations above the mean. I'm going to disable because we're just so overbought right now. We need a big retracement. Boy, this thing wants to run, don't it? It's going to push right through again. Ideally, we'd like to catch it closer to the 50. But if this thing wants to keep firing off, keep soaring to the moon, and we do have a parameter in our strategy that prevents taking entries in an overbought or oversold environment. It's called the MA diff. We haven't been using it much. We're going for a more aggressive approach. But that is certainly something that we can always use to minimize these riskier entries in a overbought environment like this. I'm going to go ahead and enable it. I think the thing might be keep going. So I'm on the signal B on my trade copier. Very surprised to see it didn't take a trade. Oh, my Ligier's not locked yet. That's what it is. Once my Ligier gets locked to the long side, that's what I thought. We're just so overbought. I'm going to go conservative and turn my PA off, just because of the distance we are from off of the 50. I want to take an entry that's much tighter. Now we could catch that PA 50,000 account if we get a retracement back to the 50. My Ligier will go down into this red area. And if it continues up into the trend, it'll put us in much tighter to the 50. I just heard a position go. The Russell. The Russell's been moving incredibly well. Let's take a look at the cash cow. Here we go. Now we're starting to get our retracement. This is what we need. Not much of a retracement. It's bouncing off the 15. That's why that signal A, I think, is outperforming the signal B today. The signal A is always going to take entries much tighter to the 50. I turned my copier off, but the B just jumped in. Let's see if it can, I could have been wrong. This thing wants to run today. I'll check it out, Moshe. Glad I didn't take it. I have an international call. I'm going to mute myself real quick and just tell them I'm busy. Give me just a sec.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, I'm back. We might go back into that signal A, that PA account, if we get a bounce off the 50. I'm going to come out and switch it. Switch my trade copier real quick to the NQ. Turn her on. And let's go. Let's do it again. Let's see if we can get into this trade here. NQ. Excuse me. I don't see that cross coming up. We're lined up on the 2-minute. We're with the 30 range. We're just right up into that area of resistance, which might prevent this from firing off. We don't need a lot of room. 20 ticks is nothing on the NASDAQ. Lucky knows it's like driving a Ferrari. Fast and sexy. The NQ. Looks like volume is waning just a little bit here. Oh, let me go back to the questions. The duplicate strategy did not enter trades in the Apex account. Duplicate strategy did not enter trades. I'm trading your strategies in Sim. I copied and pasted a strategy and changed the account to an Apex account. Was it a drone or a bot that you copied? Dan? Which strategy was it that you copied? Here we go. I see the cross. Come on now. Let's get this long trade. What it could be, Dan, is that the bot is dependent on the drone. The drone tells it to take a trade. So if you copied a bot and your other drone had already taken a trade, sometimes it won't work. If you copy a drone, now that's a different story. Then it should have taken the trade. Okay, we didn't get the entry just yet. But we're even tighter to the 50 now, so that's better. Come on now, pop up. Here we go. See if we got 20 ticks of room.
Order submitted.
Okay, we're back in. Wait, it's hard to see it. There it is. Come on, push up. Push up. Come on, pop up. Go, 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 go. Little more. Little more. One more push. Get it. Yes. Okay. We did it, Scott. Here we are. There's my 200 for the day. So that's our PA scalping strategy. It hit 2 winners today. 2 for 2. So let the good times roll. That template's doing what we designed it to do. With very little risk. A buy gold? Yeah, we're in this gold trade. I do have a buy gold.
Order submitted.
The LIQUIDITY actually got us in nice and early to this long trade on gold. I'm looking at the MACD. Let's look at the 400 tick chart just to compare it. That's the signal A. This is the signal A, gold. So we got the crossover just now on the MACD. We got the crossover a little earlier on the LIQUIDITY. But we're in it to win it. Gold is all over that one. Well, here we go with the signal B now. Let me turn my copier off. I always forget, and I'll leave it on. Now, if this thing gets legs, the signal A is going to still be in this trade. Nope. Signal A hit the profit target of $2,000. So we maxed out on our Signal A30 range. Maxed out. What a great strategy to trade today. That 30 range Signal A. Let's go back to the B. We push this to the upside. 2 for 2 today, Scott. Yeah, we're in gold, yes. TNG, it's a new generation. Watching gold, it reminds me of watching the, we still are in a haymaker trade. It reminds me of watching the FDAX. It does these stutters. Makes me nervous. Wait, we're going to take a look at the haymaker. Haymaker needs to break that area of resistance. Haymaker's up 1390. And we're coming into the time that the ES signal B finds its way. Look, I knew it. Signal B just locked to the long side on the ES. Our strategy might be a little late to the party here at 11:30. I think it starts. Let's take a look at that. I like mine to start a little earlier on that trending strategy. The signal B is actually in this trade. So these were the bots that I was highlighting this morning. The ES is in this trend trade at 11. The 2-minute bot. The 2-minute bot today was plus 440, not too shabby. Our NQ 50,000. Yes, Scott. Scott kind of brought that one to my attention. I thank you for that, Scott. I lost hope with it, and we kind of time optimized it in one of our afternoon meetings, marathon meetings, and then changing it to those times was just freaking. It's working like a champ. I had a really great conversation with Deb yesterday, one of our members, and let me tell you, she is really smart. She, what she did was she, kind of expanded her trading hours, made them wide open, and let it run for a week or two. And then, the more data we get, the better, but she opened up the trading hours, and then we time optimized them. We just looked at each one, and we could see clearly in that analysis what times that these strategies do the best. When you open up those trading hours, it's really, and you see all those bars, for that represent each half hour of the day. The haymaker got wicked out right here, or it would still be in. Oh, let's go to Sim Robert. And Robert, let me tell you, I didn't get a chance to thank you, Robert, if you're here. I don't know if you're here or not, but Robert, we had a team meeting with Robert. Let me tell you, this guy is incredibly smart. He knows that strategy analyzer to a T. And we gained some really valuable insights, and I wanted to thank you. So this is the template that Robert optimized, and I'm always rooting for it and pulling for it. He changed the data series to a 90-second using the strategy analyzer. If you go to your control center and select New, and you go to Strategy Analyzer, it brings up a really powerful tool within NinjaTrader. And we put it on optimization. And we select our strategy. And it allows you to really optimize all of the inputs of the strategy and run it in this back testing. And it could do, dozens of different variables for each input. And input by input, he showed us how to optimize the data series. And we could, test it on, in 30-second increments, starting at a 30-second to a 5-minute, and run it, and it'll tell us what data series is the optimal data series to run that strategy. And then we kind of worked our way up into the trade management to see what would garner the best profits. And it's amazing what a powerful tool that is. So we're way above the VWAP. Oh, you're trading Forex. Oh, CFD, yeah. Well, thank you, TNG. Come on aboard. Let's trade it together. We're kind of riding this gold position. We're in a CL one-day pass. We time optimized this time for crude oil. I forgot about that. Let's go to our one-day pass on crude oil. And see, it's giving us some heat right now. But one thing that Robert, that's something that stuck in my mind, what he had said was, because, he really has a passion, and he's very knowledgeable for optimization of strategies. And he has a number of different vendor strategies, without mentioning any names. But he said something that stood out to him about our strategy was where, almost every other vendor, you continuously how to keep optimizing, multiple different inputs, because the results would change every week dramatically. What he said that was really a mind blower was that ours wasn't like that. If you could do 6 months, a year ago, and then do it for 6 months ago, and they're almost the same exact, almost the same results. So that was really nice to hear. Okay, here we go again for the PA, the 50,000 PA. Can we make it 3 for 3? We get another long roll off this 50. Long bounce, excuse me. Let me go back to my trade copier. For a Friday, I'm tempted to just take my $200. But we certainly could give it another go. Let's see what the volume looks like. Volume is kind of waning, but you know what? I'm having such a good time today. Friday afternoon. The only days better than Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And guess what? They are upon us. Oh, we might get the big Friday afternoon meltdown now. Yeah, that's true, Scott. Yeah, in comparison with the others, he had really positive things to say, and to hear it from somebody that's not, working for our company was really nice to hear. Had really great things to say about it. This crude oil is kind of drifting our way. Let's look for this meltdown here. Our 2-minute bot. This is the time that 2-minute loves the reversal. I showed it in my analysis. I have a huge 11 to 11:30 bubble on this 2-minute. It didn't come up high enough, I don't think. We'll see. But this is about the time of the day that 2-minute does the damage, does the deed. Oh, your 2-minute did trigger. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is the window for that 2-minute. Oh, mine is in too. I take it back. So somebody had asked earlier, Dan. I think it was you. You said, "Hey, does that thing have to be pinned?" This is a perfect example that no, it doesn't have to be pinned. You could see the 2-minute retirement plan didn't quite make it to the green. I've seen this happen before. Then it rolled short and it popped us in on a short entry. So it absolutely does not have to be pinned to the top. And the 2-minute, this strategy here is looking for reversals. Yeah, that signal A is on fire, Ethan. You're 100% right. I maxed out on my signal A. This ES came back, has given us some heat, but that's the crude oil. Let's see the signal B on the ES is right above it, taking some heat. Let's bring gold back up. Gold was in a beautiful trade. Here it is. Sorry about that. There goes our signal B. Just took a short roll on the NASDAQ. Boom. This system is in 5 different positions at once. That 30 range is a little more sensitive than the 2-minute. Here we go. This one has some room to run. Gold is out, but it's up 400. My CLODP is lost in the wind. Here we go to the short side. All right, let me get my link ready for today and tomorrow. We have a couple of really great presentations coming up. Today at 4:30, Mr. David Wise. What a great trader he is. Really a talented trader. He's going to be doing a presentation. Let me see if that 50K account went. We have the 50 filter. It might not have taken that trade, but let's see. It did. It's up 405. It looks like it made $5, maybe. So the 50 was green. It did jump in. But it got a very small winner. Okay, let me go back to, I want to put in the link. David Wise, let me finish my thought. David Wise is going to be doing a presentation on how to really leverage Heikin-Ashi candles. Really, they do a great job of identifying a trend and reversals. They're great for finding really good entries. And he's a master at it. His presentation, his live training, is today at 4:30. So I'm just going to put a link in the room real quick. If you'd like to learn more about trading Heikin-Ashi candles, he does it, and he trades stocks and options doing it. But that certainly doesn't mean you can't use that same information trading Forex or futures or even cryptocurrencies. Whatever financial instrument you trade, it's going to be very valuable information. And then on Saturday, I've canceled my fishing trip. And I'm going to be on Trader's Corner. And I'm going to be highlighting the AI Auto Trader, some of the new developments and integrations that are coming soon. And we're going to go over some performance, and we're going to take some questions. It'll be a great day on Saturday if you'll be around the house or you'll be available to join us. Please do. My presentation starts at 3:45. Our 20-tick trailer was a little tight on that entry there, Scott. It was a beautiful entry. Our haymaker loved it. The haymaker is the same entry, and it doesn't trail it quite as tight. And the haymaker is back in it to win it. So this will be our last trade. And listen, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Really had a great time today, and I hope you have a blessed weekend. The ODP lost on crude. I kind of liked it better a little earlier, but the data supported this time of day. Yeah, I know, Ethan. It's been doing it all day today. That signal A on the NASDAQ was the big money maker. Love to see this one go all the way. We're going to end it on this, and I want to bring up my leaderboard. Tomorrow, if you join me on Saturday, I'll really do an in-depth review of this month. And I'm going to try to give you information that's going to help you make some money come next week. But you can see the leaderboard, really great diversity of different strategies that scored. NASDAQ, Russell, gold, the Dow. We were hitting on all cylinders today. I'm hoping to get the ES on the board with that trade we're in up top. But it looks like it's, we're still alive. Still alive and kicking on the E-mini. Yeah, what David was saying about regarding yesterday was there was a big sell-off in techs, which is the NASDAQ, and big cap stocks, WM, the Russell. It was a better indication of the overall market, which was up over 3%. So the sell-off was on the techs. So there was a little bit of a sector rotation yesterday into biotechs, real estate, and industrials. But listen, the good news is you don't really have to know about much of that. It's good to know, don't get me wrong. But this system really did a great job today, and it's been a great week. Great week. Congratulations to all of our members who crossed the hurdle. And not only that, but Scott, Marcia, she must have 10 PA accounts. Congratulations, Marcia. 10 PA accounts for Marcia. Scott is headed towards his payout, his first payout, I think, with Apex. He's up nice on 4 PA accounts. And the way he's been doing it is with that 50,000 PA account template. Very conservative template. Takes a few trades a day, and it keeps the doctor away. So I hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I hope to see you on Saturday. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday.